go. We should be live.
All right.
Okay, we're here. JFishMedia. How's it going today, man?
Goes well in yourself.
Oh, it's the same old where I have the browser in front of your camera. Okay, here we go. There you go. Now I can see you. Oh,
Hey.
you know what? I forgot to ask you what you want your background to be. I got Daymar. I got ArtCorp. I got you probably want ArtCorp. You
I
live in
mean, yeah, we
ArtCorp.
gotta go. We gotta go ArtCorp.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me switch that over here really quickly. Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about talk shows being a mess, and I'm like, oh crap.
It's
what a
fine.
what a way to set an example. But here we are. Yeah. So, man, how's it going? Thanks so much for doing the show today. Um, there's two things that we could talk about to start this thing off. We could talk about COVID because it's
Oh,
popular, or we could talk about the night crew because that's
I,
kind of an important thing.
I think let's go. Let's go with the night crew.
Yeah. So episode 28 here, the late night cruise show. It's kind of significant. 28 episodes, and so I guess we got acquired by the 8-Bit Dojo,
hmm
if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't know anything about the 8-Bit Dojo. Do you?
Nope. Nope. Not really. Nope.
Well, I'm
Other
glad I'm not the only
than
one.
yeah. No. It's a brand new thing for me as well. Other than the fact that Spazzy runs it, that's pretty much what I know about it.
Is he like the head honcho, like the cream of the crop for this thing?
I believe so.
Wow. Okay. Suddenly I have
I,
so much
th-
more respect for Spazzy. I had no idea. That's a
Right.
lot of work.
Yeah, that was his this was his baby that he's done. I think he said for 4 years now.
Wow, 4 years. Huh. Yeah, he's got quite an army, it seems like, spread across a multitude of games.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
Which
he's
is
like,
good.
yeah. Okay, so wait, you say that's good. So you've been diversifying a lot of your gameplay recently. What's that been like for you?
It's helped my sanity.
Oh, really?
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, so I started streaming as a variety streamer, and then I started solo game streaming, playing Escape from Tarkov, and from Escape from Tarkov, I went to Star Citizen. I kind of started splitting my time between Escape from Tarkov and Star Citizen. And then I went from splitting my time to then solely doing Star Citizen. And, playing Star Citizen for the past year and a half, let's be honest, there's really only so much you can do. There's only, what, 3, 4 gameplay loops to go ahead and do anything in the game. So after a while, you're just like, I need something else. So I feel by diversifying every once in a while, just bringing in another game, it kind of makes things easier because as a content creator, you have to kind of keep things fresh, especially if you've been doing it for a while. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now myself, and you get burned out after a bit if you don't kind of spur change and keep that drive going. And I feel like really doing only one thing and doing it over and over and over and over again, you've got a higher propensity to go ahead and burn out on it. Sorry, that was kind of a long-winded answer.
No, I think that's legit though. Well, I think everyone kind of manages this stuff differently. For me, I think I find comfort in doing things over and over again, um, to almost like an obsessive degree, maybe, where I'm like, if I don't do the same thing over and over again, I'm like, oh crap, it's all of a sudden an uncomfortable world, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like, if you come by the stream, my stream hasn't changed in the 3 years that I've been streaming for. It's been the same thing, and I don't ever want it to change because if it changes, then I'm outside my comfort zone.
But I feel like that's good. That helps us grow.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Getting there. I don't know.
Um,
But like as a streamer, have you ever been involved with what the it's going on with the 8-Bit Dojo? Like just moving
no.
on from stream. Have you been in a stream team before?
I mean, I have, but they were just kind of like I was in it, but there was nothing to it. It was just there was a bunch of people in it. There was no real teamwork. It was a team in the loosest, a stream team in the loosest sense of terms. Um, until and I moved on from that, and then I didn't wasn't in any team until the night crew, and yeah, we went from there, and then we merged over into 8-Bit Dojo.
I guess maybe I think maybe I have more maybe I have just a lot of attachment towards the night crew. It's something like we've been doing it for a bit, and I feel like I've seen people come and go in the time. That's one thing about streaming at Star Citizen, people come and go. But yeah, it's quite a big change, and I don't really know like what the next step are. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I it's one of those things that kind of it is what it is, and we take it as it comes. None of us really know what is going to happen next with it. All we can do is just keep doing the best that we can and keep, putting out the best content as we can put out. Let the chips where they lie. Let the chips fall where they lie.
That's good,
Words are
man.
hard.
Man, you got a lot of like adult kind of. You're very adult. You're quite an adult. So you got like wife and kids, right?
I do.
You do. So what's it like being a streamer and having a whole family?
It's interesting. I mean, my kids are down on stream all the time. Um, and it's part of my life. Streaming is part of my life, and you have to strike a balance for it. It can be interesting. Well, now it's different because with the COVID thing that's going on, you're stuck at home regardless. So honestly, as weird as it sounds, that's made it easier for me in terms of balancing streaming and family because we're not running around all over the place. So I can dedicate more time to streaming. Um, but again, it's all about finding a balance. But that's anything in life. You have to find a balance with things. You can't predominantly just do one thing or another. It's life. You need to find a balance. And I incorporate my kids in stream. They like to come down. They like to say hi. They've got their own commands and stuff in chat. Chat's receptive to them when they come down and hang out. Um, but there's times where if I can't stream, if we got to do stuff around the house or we got to go somewhere, then stream takes a back seat. Because obviously, my family is always the most important thing, no matter what. One day, streaming's gonna end. Twitch is gonna end. It just is what it is. Family's always there. That always comes first and foremost.
What if your kids start streaming? Then what?
Uh, my kids want a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like, so it's interesting. Like, kids growing up now, they idolize these YouTubers because like this is what they love. My kids love watching YouTubers, these Roblox streamer or not streamers, but Roblox YouTubers. That's the big thing for them. And they've got they run around make believing they're doing YouTube videos, and they've got their own channel names that they've come up with, and so on and so forth. Um, Unfortunately, I know the belly of the beast that is the internet, and I won't let my kids do it. At least not until they're a little bit older. They're a little bit older and they want to do that. That's fine. But at the age that they're at, I mean, my kids are 9 and 7 years old. I just no, no. And whether that might be hypocritical of me or not, I won't let my kids do it. At least not yet.
What age do you think is acceptable for this?
I don't even like 13, 14-year-olds.
No.
I don't think, especially on a platform like Twitch, at least with YouTube, there's not that live interaction. You can shut off the comment section and
Yeah.
stuff like that. With Twitch, like, you don't know who's going to walk through that door, so to speak. Like, I don't know. I just, there's a lot of messed up people in the world, and that's just the unfortunate truth. And I mean, I've seen it in chats before where we've had to report and ban people for inappropriate comments, even just towards other people in chat. Like, so I can't imagine letting my kids be in a situation like that as a responsible parent.
So like
So
what do you think? 14, 15, 16?
16, I'd say
16?
16,
Yeah.
15, 16, something like that. You're not mature by any stretch of the imagination, but you've got your wits enough about you to where you can kind of see what's what, recognize things, see where there might be a problem.
What if
So that would
they
be me.
what if they want to do this for a living? What if they don't want to go to college, university? They want to be a pro streamer for the rest of their life.
I would tell them not to do it.
Really?
I'm not gonna
How
because,
hypocritical of you.
but let's be honest, this isn't lasting. I mean, for the most part, okay, we're not Shroud, we're not Doctor Disrespect, we're not the 0.1% of streamers that make crazy amounts of money. Most likely, that's not going to be us. So sure, you can make some money on Twitch. You can make some money on the internet. You get sponsorships and so on and so forth. You could do very well for yourself, especially if you become wildly successful. But chances are that's not going to happen. Or chances are, if it's going to happen, it might happen for a little bit, but that's going to fade one day. It's the nature of the way things go. Everything is always, a flavor of the month, so to speak. So you want to do it, fine. I won't tell you not to do it, but have a backup plan. So if and when it comes to an end, which most likely it will, you've got something to fall back on. You have another avenue of approach for what you can do with your time.
Okay, so what does the end of Twitch look like to you then?
I don't know. I mean, that's really kind of a subjective thing. I mean, it depends on your channel. You kind of just see it when it goes. Um, the support drops, the views drop. Once that stuff kind of trends its way back down, you can keep pushing through if you want, but eventually there's a point in time where the investment is not worth the outcome. So when you get to that point, that's when it's time to hang it up.
So you think that everybody has their own kind of lifespan on the success of their stream. So it's
Yeah.
not you're not talking about the technology itself. The
No,
website's
I'm
always going to
I'm
be
talking
here.
about no, I'm talking about the stream itself. Everything
Okay.
has a shelf life.
Man, like in the here's the thing about streaming Star Citizen is well we probably got a good 10 years, I would say.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you think?
that's true.
Yeah.
But well, we hope we do. Well, one, let's hope it doesn't take 10 years to get a finished product. Okay. Like, and it's funny to segue to like a Star Citizen. People ask me all the time about insurance and so on and so forth, and having LTI or 10-year insurance. Are you still going to be playing the game in 10 years? One, it's not even in the game, but like, are you still going to be doing it in 10 years? Who knows? I hope it doesn't take 10 years to finish that game. But, the Star Citizen in the streaming sense is a bit of a double-edged sword, because if they do what they want to do, and if they do what they claim they're going to do, and I'm skeptical about that because that's just the nature of the way I am when it comes to video games, we have not hit remotely the peak of Star Citizen viewership. So, if iCache hits, if server meshing hits, if we start getting these things, the dynamic economy and stuff like that, you'll see a giant boom in the category. And the people who are still doing it should theoretically ride that wave up. So, in terms of Twitch and Star Citizen, it depends. You could see a nice extension to the shelf life that is streaming.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Yeah. I never actually thought about the end of the stream. Never thought the end of my stream before. Have you kind of foreseen the death of your stream? Do you know how your stream will die?
I'll be honest with you, I've come close to quitting stream a few different times.
Yeah.
Just you know it when it's time. I guess that's the best way to put it. I can't really foresee when it'll be or what it'll look like. I mean, I got an idea what it'll look like. But you know when you know. And that only you can really make that determination, because again, that's something that comes down to your drive and your passion to do it. If you aren't passionate about what you do in creating content, it shows. Shows on your face, shows on your gameplay, it shows on your level of enthusiasm. And when that dies, it's time to call it quits, because do you want to watch someone who's miserable? And
Have you
you
seen
can
those kinds of streamers before?
I've been that streamer
Yeah,
before.
I see. Yeah.
Where I just wasn't happy with what I was doing and the way things were going and so on and so forth. And then you hit a point where you're like, okay, I got two options here. I can call it quits. That's fine. Put in a good run. Or you can just go, I've got a point. And for me, it was this year and it was the end of the year. And I was like, if things don't get better for me by the end of the year, I'm done. Okay. It's been almost 4 years. I've put my time in. Didn't work. That's fine. So be it. But I'm going to go balls to the walls with it until then and give it everything I got to at least say I gave it as much as I could. I couldn't give it anymore.
What does working look like for you? You're talking about when your stream works. What is that? What is that?
What do you mean?
Well, you said if it's not working for you. So what does it mean to be working? Do you have some type of goals in mind that you have to achieve?
Nah, not really. I mean, you want to have interaction. You don't want to be sliding backwards. Unfortunately, everyone says don't look at numbers, but numbers are really the only metric we have of whether
100%.
we're doing
Yeah. Numbers don't lie.
well or not. Okay, right. So, if you're 3 years into it, you can't break double digit viewership. You need to make a change. At some point in time, it's on no one's onus but your own to affect change. And if it doesn't work, then good. Might not work. You might have been I was at a point where, okay, I'm still at no point to where I'm remotely, I would consider I'm a small streamer, but you go from double digit views and then after a while you hit back down to single digit views and you're just kind of like, I shouldn't be at this point anymore. So again, you do what you can to affect change. So as long as you're growing continually, you look at things and you're trending in the right direction, because it's not going to be overnight. It never is. As long as you're trending in the right direction, to me, that's fine. It's when you're trending in the right direction and then you start nosediving down and then you're perpetually on that downward slope over a period of time. That's when you can tell it's not working. And again, that's where you come to that crossroads. Do you do something to affect change, or do you go, okay, I've given it my best. I can't do anything anymore, and it's time to hang up.
Do you ever look at your Twitch stats, like your the twitchtracker.com website has all those? You're on
Yep.
a quite a growth streak right now, by the way.
It has been good. But I've also watched it fall.
Yeah.
I'll be brutally honest with you. So eventually to Twitch ebbs and flows. It is what it is. So I still consider myself, by the way things were going before, to be going in the direction that I want to be going. So yeah, I've had a nice boom for the past 3 months. I would say it's been pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that as well. That's one problem about streaming Star Citizen. I know you stream other games as well. One thing about Star Citizen is we're so heavily affected by the patches and like the success of those patches. If the community likes the patches, we do good. If they don't like the patches, we don't do so good. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, if the interest is there in the game, it bodes well for all of us as a community. And when I say the community, I just the Star Citizen streamers on Twitch, because it garners more interest. People want to come in. see what the game is about, ask new questions. You get a lot of new players coming in. So especially things, like with the expo that's coming up, that'll probably give a nice boost, most likely.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Um, Now we just need things to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's the biggest thing. And again, it's an alpha. I understand that. Hopefully we get server meshing and iCache in Q2 next year, because I think that's really what's blocking a lot of stuff, in my opinion. But also, I don't think we'll get it in Q2.
I know. I know.
I'm hoping by the
end
of I'm hoping by the end of next year. Because let's be
yeah,
honest,
that's good. That's fair.
when have we seen CIG hit a date? And I talked about this earlier today. It's no one's. I don't blame anyone. I don't know how to build a video game. I don't know what it takes to do that or what issues they run into. So if stuff gets delayed. That's fine. But every date that I've seen them list, I've never seen them hit. So I'm not gonna hold my breath saying that they're gonna hit this when they hit it, or when they say they're gonna hit it.
The one thing that I can remember, if I think of like what patch they really like nailed, I remember when I think it was 3.4, where ArcCorp came in, Planet ArcCorp.
So that was just before I started playing the game. I started playing the game with 3.5.
Okay. Yep. Yep. So that when that planet came in, we were good. It was. I mean, obviously there's a number of improvements since then, but that was it. When they added Hurston, that took 2 patches, but the ArcCorp was pretty smooth. I mean, it broke the whole game, but that's just the way it is.
Seems about right.
Yeah. How did you come up with the name JFishMedia?
It's not in literally. My first name's Jordan.
Yep.
Hence J. My last name starts with fish.
Oh, okay.
It's not that interesting. Like literally, it's the most uneventful story. And I've had people ask me it before, and it's like it's not that. I'm not that inventive. I went with something very, very simple, and I just took part of my name and I slapped media at the end of it, and it's like, that works. We're good to go. That sounds official.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, I think a lot of people. I mean, I took my name from another video game, so
nice.
There's no originality out there. Did you vote? I wanted to ask if you voted, who you voted for. Not American politics, the Star Citizen politics.
Oh, in Star Citizen?
Yeah. Who cares about real life?
The dude who wants more guns and more trade.
Okay.
That's right up my alley.
What is his name? I can't remember. That was like a week ago now.
It's something with an L.
Yeah.
Yeah. His last name starts with an L. It's like Lefour. I don't.
It's not Constagen, is it? It's not that one. No. Okay.
No.
I should look up the politicians now.
I just like the fact that we are full on in election, in the States here. The election being just a few days away. So literally all I listen to when I watch TV are horrible political slam ads from from both sides. It's just what they do. It's slam ads on both sides. And I'm like, I hate politics. I really, really I don't like politics. I don't care what other people's politics are. In my theory, as long as you're not harming yourself or other people, I don't care what you do. You go have fun. So I'm not, a politics person, and I don't like and then I go into the video game as a nice escape from, all this crap that's going on. And what do I have? I've got slam ads and Star Citizen.
Man, I feel the exact same way. You know that? Like,
I'm like, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah. Man, when I'm in the trains at Lorville, that's all there is just this crap on the. I'm sitting in the train. I gotta listen to this. And I'm like, when will this end?
It's like I'm trying to get away from this. And
this is my escape.
Right? Apparently not anymore. But yeah, I went for guns and more trade because that's what I like to do. I like to go blow up ships, and I like to make money running cargo.
So. Max Thrust is LaSalle, and I think it's Paul LaSalle.
There we go.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is 100% it.
Vote Centralist.
LaSalle, I was close.
Centralist Party. I don't know what that means. I don't know much about politics either.
No. beats me. Like I
I
said, I hate politics.
yeah, me too. Tell me about your video game resume. What video games have you played? Like, what was your first video game? What other games did you play kind of climbing up that ladder to bring you where you are today?
Oof. I mean, I've been playing games since Nintendo. Um, so you know, Duck Hunter, Super Mario Brothers, lots of stuff on Genesis, Beastmaster. I don't know if you ever. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, so you're my age. I turned 37 this year. You
Congratulations.
remember Beastmaster?
I don't think
It's
so.
on Genesis.
I didn't have a
I,
Genesis.
really?
I'm
Well,
Nintendo.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I did a lot of from that stuff. I did a lot of Madden games because I'm a big sports fan.
Sure. I love John Madden.
Um,
Those are funny games.
so now that I can't touch them just because it's same stuff, different day.
That's true. Yeah.
Um, and then I moved into the Call of Duties. I really liked the Medal of Honor series, especially the World War II stuff. Because I've always liked history, and that was just a big thing for me. But I don't like multiplayer stuff. So for me, it was always the single player campaigns that I really enjoyed doing. And then I got into, I'm trying to think, what did I start with? Even when I started streaming, it was console stuff. So I was doing the Division, games like that. And then I got into first person shooters and PC gaming. I never started PC gaming until 2018. I started playing Escape from Tarkov. Absolutely fell in love with that game. That's all I used to play. Used to wake up in the morning wanting to play that game. I
Mm.
miss having that feeling. You wake up in the morning and you're like, all I want to do is I want to get on and I want to play this game.
Oh man, I know that feeling. That can't be a common feeling, but that's what
It's not.
motivates me to wake up in the morning and stream. I'm like, man, I just want to do these trade runs.
Mm-hmm. But the funny thing is, I don't play games now unless I'm streaming. I don't play games. I don't.
Same.
For me, I don't see if I'm playing a video game, I might as well be streaming playing that video game because it's giving me as a chance for growth and for interaction.
Interaction, yeah.
Right. So I don't game offline, but and then now it's Star Citizen. And I sprinkle things really kind of here and there. Started doing the Assassin's Creed games again.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's about it. So I've run the gamut on kind of what style of games that I've played over the years. Kind of whatever kind of suited my fancy. But I will say I lose interest in games really fast.
Mm.
Outside of probably Tarkov and Star Citizen are the two games in the past decade that I've stuck with the most out of anything.
That's surprising. What is it about that game that makes it so special?
The adrenaline rush.
The adrenaline rush. You don't
Oh
get an
my
adrenaline
God.
rush from Star Citizen?
No, not like nothing beats Tarkov. You get into a good fight and Escape from Tarkov, and you are it is a dopamine high, and that is a straight adrenaline dump when you get into a good fight in that game. The flip side of that is that game can be maddening, and the reason why I transitioned away from it is because I used to get angry, and
Mm.
like that game would make me really angry, and it's not good to be angry on stream. You don't produce a good quality product by being mad and angry. So that's when I started transitioning over to Star Citizen because I'm like, this is a cakewalk.
Ha! Really?
30Ks up 30Ks bugs doesn't bother me. Nothing. Not like you shot a guy 8 times and it's like you're throwing spitballs at him, and then you die around the corner, and you're just like, oh no, that made me mad, and I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, no, Star Citizen, not really. It's a cakewalk for me in terms of that.
That's funny. So you are literally the living embodiment of get good.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I believe in that though. Like you got to condition yourself around like the suffering of video games, and
Well,
there's so many snowflakes out there, I think.
not only that, like, how do you get better? You keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's like anything else in life. That's
Yeah.
why, like, um, I love dogfighting in Star Citizen, whether it's against AI. I really enjoy doing it against AI, and since they started doing the event for October with PvP, like, I love it. I love getting into legitimate fights with people who want to get into fights. I don't go and blow up traders. I don't go and blow up, people who are busting rocks. That's not fun to me. There's no challenge in that. Get into a good fight with someone who knows how to fly, and you're maneuvering and changing around, and getting into an actual fight, not a missile spammer, not some dude who's just jousting back and forth. Get into a real fight, and that's an absolute blast. I love doing that.
So did you get a Vanduul mask then? Did you get all your kills?
Actually, I didn't.
You didn't.
I thought I was at the 50 point, and I was just by that point, I was like, well, I guess I'm good with it. Because I do get burned out after a bit. Uh, I find with Star Citizen, I have to rotate what I do. Otherwise, it's just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And unless I have a goal for something that I'm working towards, it becomes monotonous. Because monotonous doesn't become fun. No one likes to be bored and do the same stuff over and over again. So I rotate gameplay. Um, I did mining for a bit. And then from mining, I started doing cargo, and I fell in love with doing cargo. And I absolutely, that's the main thing I do is I run cargo. Um, and then to kind of break that up, I go do dogfighting. So that's how I do it. But yeah, I started doing the mask. You end up at Grimhex every single day, and I did it for about a week or so, maybe a week and a half, and I was like, okay, I just got kind of done with it. Like, it's the same thing, and then you get into some cruddy fights with someone missile spamming you while you're in the hangar still, or uh, get into a fight, and the second the dude's shields drop, he jumps away and then jumps back. I got bored with it.
Well, I think I'm gonna join a conga line this weekend. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to. I saw Gandora Olap is there right now, actually,
Ah,
which I'm really
no.
surprised by.
Why? Just no. If you're gonna do it, do it. I don't see. I don't like the cheese things.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna earn it.
I know I suck at PvP. That's my
Like,
thing. I'm not
but
afraid.
again, how do you get better? You
Ah,
do
it's
it.
too much time investment. That's lost cargo time right there.
But again, you're running cargo the entire time. So I mean, okay, but what are you doing with that money? What's there to do with it right now?
Well, I keep right now. I'm reinvesting into caterpillars, so I just buy more caterpillars because then I could take more people out flying. Um,
Okay, and you just jump from site to site to site and buy and buy and buy and then flip.
that's all I've ever been doing, though. It's funny when you're talking about you don't like to do the same thing over and over again. You should like, hey, I'm ready. This is all I do. I just do the same thing over. It's so easy as a streamer. I know exactly what to do. I don't have to think about being creative. I just do my cargo runs. Stream is over with.
So I mean, I get that, and trust me, I did it. I mean, that's literally all I did. I got to over 30 million, and the goal was to get enough money to buy an 890.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Or it was to it was yeah it was no I'm sorry, it was to buy a Carrack. And I ended up going over that. I got like 31 million. Didn't end up buying the Carrack. Ended up um giving a bunch of money to people and buying ships for other people and helping other people, helping the community out. And I still do that too. And someone was nice enough, and they're like, yeah, here. They dumped a bunch of money on me as well afterwards, because I gave up probably 85% of the money that I had made. But yeah, that was literally just hours and hours and hours of running cargo and bad telemetry getting slammed into Area 18 with
Fuck.
1.4 million of credits and, Laranite in the Caterpillar, or 30K'ing halfway through your jump, or, all that stuff. But yeah, it was literally just me streaming, running cargo over and over and over again. And it was very easy. I was doing it on autopilot.
Yeah,
So as you're saying, like, I
100%.
fully understand what you're saying. It
Yeah.
was literally just, I've got to run. This is the run that I do. And it was me doing it on autopilot while talking to chat and,
Yeah.
all that. And it's great and it's perfect as long as chat is going. But
That's true.
when chat's dead and you've just got lurkers, it becomes hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because that autopilot works as long as you've got that other interaction to engage that autopilot of you doing it. Otherwise, again, that's when monotony comes in. Because if I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing and I should automatically do it, it's not that big of a deal. And stream flies by. That's the great thing about it, though. Stream. I've been streaming for 4 hours. Felt like I've been doing it for 20 minutes. But when you're doing it, no one's talking. You're like, oh God, how long have I? Oh my God, I've been doing this for an hour. It felt like I've been doing it for 5. It's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So at
true.
least with fighting, there's a little more interaction with what you're doing, to where when I fight, I feel bad and I tell chat before, I'm like, I run fixed weapons. I have to look at what I'm doing. If you glance up to look at chat, you've lost your target completely and you're firing off into the ether.
Yeah.
So it's better depending on what you're doing or how things are going.
That's
day.
right. Yeah, it depends on like what you're doing. I feel like all the people who do PvP out there and stream, like my hat's off to them, because that's not what I do. I autopilot and then I just talk with people because I like talking with people.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the point of Twitch, is that that's how you build the community. You want that interaction. Interaction's what makes this go. No one likes to sit there and talk to themselves. It's not fun. Done it many times. I'm sure you have too. It's not fun. Okay.
Yeah.
No one likes to narrate that inner thought.
I think about that sometimes, actually. I think about doing like a narration because I got like this whole thing, like this 5-minute narration that I'm thinking about doing for my stream, but I can't tell if it's maybe too cheesy. I have a bad indicator in my brain for what's cheesy or what's not, so I have to watch myself.
There's one way to find out.
Yep. Well, anybody who cares or who watches my stream, I guess, watches it, they'll just FYI, I might start doing random narration. Especially after the War of the Worlds today. Did you watch any of the War of the Worlds? No. Man, it was pretty epic. I found out about it, well, whenever, I don't know, whenever Griffin put up that advertising for it, but I was fangirling so hard, man. I was so excited about it. And like Montoya's on there, and Buster the Destroyer's on there. Captain Richard is on there. It's like Stim Citizen, Joe Ryan, all these guys. And it's like, in listening to it, man, it sounds so authentic. And Griffin, like in Dig That 32, did all the sound effects. Like, do you know much about War of the Worlds? Maybe I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. You've never heard of War of the Worlds before?
I mean, I've heard of it before, but
did you watch the Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah, I did.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's basically the same thing.
Long time ago, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was I don't know. I enjoyed the movie, but I also I watched the 1950s version quite a bit when I was young. I remember I'd go to my grandparents' place and I'd watch that movie. They'd show that movie to me when I was really young for some reason. Definitely affected my brain a little bit. But it started off as a broadcast over the radio in 1938. It was
to the point where people thought it was actually happening.
Totally, yeah. But I mean, you have to just tip your hat to the genius of Orson Welles, because he's beautiful when it comes to like reading, I guess, dictating, I don't know, whatever that word is for that. But anyways, they did a fantastic job of it, and they raised $1,100, I guess, for the St. Jude's Hospital. So that was this
fantastic.
evening. Yeah,
that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and I think Disco stopped by too for a little bit. He was just he jumped into he wasn't a part of like the show, but the afterwards to offer applause. So
nice.
It's a pretty exciting day today, I guess. Yeah. What else did I want to ask you? Oh yeah, let's. I don't know. I kind of wanted to just mention while we're here The fact that you don't do meta trade. And like,
Nope.
let's argue about this a little bit because I do meta trade and you don't do meta trade. And we
So
have a different opinion regarding this.
okay, I mean, again, I'll go ahead and go into my opinion on this. That we kind of broached this in the pre-call. Um, you're asking for trouble when you go into a meta trade. I don't like it because you have so I have thoughts on running cargo and kind of rules, so to speak. So one is I avoid meta trade spots. Two, I avoid long trades. Because you've got two enemies when it comes to running cargo. You have players and you have 30Ks. Okay. So I mitigate those issues. I don't go to meta trade spots. I find an off the beat trade as long as it works. And granted, I was still running Agricium. I was still running Laranite, running full loads of it, making solid profit doing it, making 300K a run while doing it. About 15 minutes from Area 18 to Lyria. Didn't run into players. I run into other traders every once in a while, but I don't run into people camping a known spot. It's a short run. So you're mitigating your risk of 30Ks. And 30Ks are a bigger hindrance or problem when it comes to cargo running.
Yeah,
than
probably the
players
biggest. Yeah, by a light. Yeah.
So my theory on that is you mitigate that by the least amount of time you have cargo in your hold, the less chance you have of hitting a 30K at that point in time. So that's what I do. I find a quick run, try to keep it to 15 minutes or less, round trip. And that way I've got a shorter amount of time, that the shorter window for a 30K, because that's all I can control about that. And I don't want to be blown up by someone, right? Who wants that? There's no point to it. That's a whole nother issue thing that I have in terms of pirates. So yeah, I don't go to meta spots. It was never my thing. So I'd love to hear your flip side of that coin.
Well, I don't think that they take very long. I never have a problem with pirates. And you know what's funny? I don't mean to be like egotistical. I don't try to be egotistical. But when I got the raid from Star Citizen and I got all those people coming in, I said like in the first couple of minutes of that I never have any pirate actions, and if anybody wants to come shoot me down, they're more than welcome to. And nobody did. Nobody seems to have been, and to date. So like I don't think that's a problem. So I just keep doing the meta trades, and I get more people on board. The problem is I'm starting to do this multi-cat run, and it's really taking me a lot. Like it took me a half an hour today to do one run, and that was with 4 caterpillars. So like the money's pretty good, but like the game starts to change a little bit when you start to have half an hour, 45-minute trade runs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But this is what I was saying before. The more cats you have running it, then the better it is. And like we were, well, today was a bad day for trade. Titanium was at 740, I think, by the time we left. Like
yeah, you're lucky. Yeah. Oh, I had worse than that.
You're kidding me. What did you have?
750 to the day before was much worse. I got some trades that were 780 to 790.
Wow. That's no good. Yeah, forget that.
I don't do it. And we had this conversation when you came in the other day. I have strict guidelines in terms of profit margin to whether the risk is worth the reward. And lately, I've just been doing it because I just felt like running cargo, so I'm not really paying attention to my profit margin. But if I don't get out of the bed, so to speak, for anything less than a credit and a half. Titanium, when it was running, 710, selling at 890, so you're almost at 2 creds a unit.
Yeah,
that's worth it. You're looking at 111K profit.
I swear it's usually like that for me. Like 80% of the time, it's like that for me.
See, I don't know. I guess maybe I'll go try Bezdek and Lathan and see what they're getting.
No, honestly, I find it incredibly like romantic that you choose our corp. I really like that about you.
That's what I do.
That's what you do.
I've always liked.
Yeah, that's your identity. I like that.
And again, it's a quick run. I know the run. It's not, you can do that autopilot, so to speak. But for me, cargo needs to change, and we need more stuff. Like my, I don't have an issue with fluctuation of prices, and that's fine. That's how an economy works. But there's no flip side to that. There's no, okay, titanium's losing its profit, but quartz for some reason is in demand, so that's boosting up. There's no ebb and flow. There's just everything loses. So the whole dynamic economy, I think that is going to be the true marker, excuse me, of when cargo will really hit its full swing, and you'll really be able to get the fruits of your labor. And it involves some work, and that's fine. I don't mind doing that work. I've always told people, don't rely on websites, because that the information, they're great to see what place has what, but don't ever look at their profit margins.
That's right.
Wrong.
Yeah.
They're it's just outdated information. It's
100%.
no fault of their own, but they're relying on people updating it, and the information might be 12, 24, 72 hours old. Who knows? So it's worthless. You want to know what your true profit margins are? Take a Titan, take a small ship, go buy 1 unit of everything, go to wherever you're going to go, sell it, sell 1 unit of everything, and look at your prices. Okay, I bought for this, I sold for this, realize there's going to be a slight fluctuation to it, and see what's worth it for you to run. And unfortunately, there's only like 3 things that are worth it for you to run. 2 of those things, they've destroyed the availability of, in terms of how much you can get it, because they don't want you making that much money for whatever reason. It doesn't make sense to me, because again, if I'm willing to risk 1.4 million credits, let me risk 1.4 million credits.
Well, I don't think that they want us to do caterpillars to a lot of these outposts.
What else are you going to do with it?
Freelancers. Because like we can't right now, if we try to request permission to land at an outpost, they say you're too big. You can't land here.
Okay. Have you tried it in a smaller ship?
No, I don't fly a smaller ship. I just made the assumption.
Either do I, but
did anybody out there fly a smaller ship? No.
Here's the other thing. I hate Drake ships.
Oh, what?
I despise.
How can you?
There's
it's just
one Drake ship that I'm willing to own, and it's a Corsair. And everyone says to me, but JFish, you fly a Caterpillar for hours and hours and hours and hours. Yes. Why? Because it's the only ship that is worth it for the price point that it's at,
$5
and
million.
the amount of cargo that it runs.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Other than that, when my C2 comes out,
yep,
I'll never touch a Caterpillar again.
Yeah, but don't you think the C2 is going to address a different trade game than the Caterpillar?
No,
not
in the slightest bit. What, I'm 60 units over, right around there.
I don't actually know. I should know these numbers.
It's like 400. It's what? Well,
Googling it
they
now.
They claim
Jamie,
you get what, 570 in a Caterpillar,
yep.
when you really get like 564.
Yeah,
I think it's the actual number. Yeah. That annoys the ever living crap.
I know, right? Well, get a pirate cat. It's supposed to fix that.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay.
No,
I thought it was 10 more SEU for that.
No, they claimed the best in show version had that.
It does not. I fly those all the time. 624 SEU for the C2.
Okay. So wait, hold on. How much was it?
624.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. It's what? It's 50 units.
50
let's
units.
say.
Yeah.
More. Granted, it's a little more money. By about $50. So you're paying what, like an extra $1 a unit if you're procuring it with real money. But it's a better looking ship. It looks to be like it's going to be a more comfortable ship. It doesn't look like it's going to be held together with bubble gum and duct tape. I just don't like Drake.
Fair enough.
I love Crusader.
Yep. No judgment on my part, man.
I own a bunch of Crusader ships. If Crusader put out a medium fighter, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. I love how I'm making these assumptions. My entire fleet is not in the game. Any ship that I actually own No, I'm flying on loaners right now. Um, but yeah, I have my fleet in terms of what I want to do with my org, which is cargo. It's mining and cargo, but mainly what I like to focus on is cargo. And you get other aspects like escorts and so on and so forth. So it kind of covers a little bit of everything. But I've got a Mercury Star Runner, and that's smuggling and small cargo, being 96 SCU. I've got a C2 for medium cargo, and I've got a Hull C for large cargo that's going to be, system to system stuff like that. That's how I kind of have my fleet planned out. And that's why, again, the C2 and the Caterpillar really are kind of the same ilk, except the C2 is aerodynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a giant brick.
I don't think the Caterpillar flies like a brick right now, despite the fact that it really does look like a brick, like orange and everything. It's kind of weird. But I think it flies like the Millennium Falcon. I think it's a treat to fly.
I don't know how the Millennium Falcon flies, so
That's a good point.
I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks,
I
right?
just pretend. I pretend so strongly I'm in the Millennium Falcon that I've just synthesized it in my brain. I don't know.
So this was brought up to my attention. I don't remember if it was this morning or if it was yesterday, because everything kind of melts together nowadays. The original version of the Caterpillar. Have you seen this? It on the Star Citizen wiki, if you pull up the Caterpillar,
yep,
you should be able to see a sketched drawing of it. Looks a million times better. I wish they went with that version of that ship.
Let me see if I can bring this up on the big screen here. Hold on here. Are you looking at the stream right now?
I'll pull it up.
There it is.
I will pull up stream.
There we go. So this one here.
No, scroll down.
Scroll down.
I got a delay here.
Oh,
that's not it. It's literally like a hand drawn photo. Okay. Let me see if I can Google it, and I will send it to you.
Is it the white? Like, is the white cat on Microtech?
No, it's shoot.
Whipper on out there.
All the typing.
All the typing. Type faster. I don't know how old this thing is. I was actually just looking at the footprint size, the difference between the Caterpillar and the C2. And it looks like the C2 is smaller than the Caterpillar. Like, it takes up less space on the landing pad, which I think could be beneficial.
I found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
How are you sending this to me on Discord?
I'm going to send it to you on Discord.
Okay.
I'm just going to send you this, and then if you scroll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows down.
I didn't receive
where
anything.
all the pictures are. I haven't sent it yet.
Oh.
I'm about to.
Sorry.
All the stuff in the things. There we go. It was Star Citizen fandom.
What's this one?
It just says wiki on it, which I got apparently confused.
Okay, hold on. Here, I'll bring this up. Bring this up on the main screen. Just like this. This one. Here we go. Oh, there's a young lady on this page.
Oh, that's nice. That's a solid ad. Solid ad. Okay, scroll down a little bit more.
This one? I think it's this one.
Hold on. Go up one row from this picture.
This one?
Let's see. No, it literally looks like a hand-drawn picture. If you hit X.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like X, go back to the grid view. Okay. Step. I don't know. Go back down. Again, delay is a lovely thing.
Yeah.
It's on the far right-hand side.
Maybe I have this ad in the way I can't see it.
Yeah, the ad is 100% in the way because I can see where the picture is.
This one here. Hand-drawn.
Right there. Yes.
That is not a Caterpillar.
That is a Caterpillar.
Wow.
And that looks a million times better. I would fly that in a heartbeat compared to what the Caterpillar looks like now.
You know what? Like, this looks smaller than the caterpillar.
But if you elongate it, you can have the same effect as the caterpillar. I just like the cockpit placement a million times better. It's slightly more aerodynamic than a giant brick.
Ligman Nug says it looks like the Hull series.
I see that.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, so you don't like the asymmetrical cockpit, I guess.
No,
No.
I don't. For me, it's more of a challenge to go ahead and try and line everything up when you are off to the side of your ship.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely makes me a worse pilot. That cockpit, no doubt about it. Huh? There's quite a few. Well, anyways. So TLDR, you don't like Drake too much. I'll
Nope.
keep that in mind when I'm buying a ship for you. I'll make sure to try and get around that. Well, one thing that's really crazy right now is there's so much hype around Crusader, but we don't actually know anything about Crusader.
No, not a damn thing.
So
I guess
hope,
we'll wait and see. Well, again, I
yeah,
hope I like it because again, that's 3/5 of my fleet.
that's true. Yeah. Well, why don't we bring up the roadmap here? Maybe we could go through the roadmap a little bit because unless there's a lot of things that were discussed in ISC and the calling all devs today. I don't know if you have any opinions regarding the death of a spaceman.
Honestly, I have to watch Noob's version of it again.
Yeah.
I was watching it and got my kids running around and everything's being loud, so I didn't really. I watched it, but I couldn't really pay that much attention to it. So I need Noob's 3-minute, quick, dirty, truncated. Here's what I actually need to know.
Well, I would say the TLDR version of Death of a Spaceman it's exactly the same as Ultima Online, if you've ever played Ultima Online.
Nope,
All right.
never played that.
I think EverQuest had the same thing. Star Wars Galaxies had the same thing. Basically, you die, and every time you come back, you get degraded. Your body's worn down.
Okay,
So it's and you know what?
it's
I think
fine.
I think they'll play on that a little bit. They did talk about hospitals as well, which I thought was kind of interesting. So you'll basically respawn in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen some of the. I don't. Is there a hospital in ArtCorp? There's one on Lorville.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah. When you, it's basically kitty corner to the trade building. If you know where the trade building is on Area 18, it's just on the other side of that where they've got the like waterfall advertisement for the energy drink company.
Right. Yep.
Go underneath the little walkway right there, and then just to the right side is where the hospital is. The fact that I can memorize and say exactly where that is just kind of sad.
No way, man. Actually, I was just thinking, like, I was trying to visualize what you're describing, and I'm like, man, ArtCorp is beautiful. I hate living in Lorville so much because it's so dirty. But like, this is where I grew up. I grew up outside of Detroit, so I'm like, this is home.
Right, you're used to seeing the burned out
Totally.
shell of a city,
and like smog and pollution and like factories all over the place. I'm like, oh, home sweet home.
There you go.
What about the? Did you? I don't know if you watched the ISC about the component system. We got the nodes now, which are pretty cool.
So I kind of glazed over that when he was talking. It was just a little much for me. I think that's one of those things where I have to see it in game before I really care. He's like keeps talking about a saboteur. I'm like, did someone sneak on my ship and pulling like data cards out of things? Like, are you talking about targeting individual systems, which they claim you're eventually going to be able to do? Okay. Talk to me when we actually have multi-crew gameplay.
You know what?
I think an engineer. This actually makes sense.
Well, this is what it's basically playing into. These are the requirements for have the engineer skill path or
Sure.
career path.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't see a point of seeing it right now.
Yeah. Well, I think
we're nowhere near it. So
I don't know if this is the reason, but I just think the timing is kind of funny because Among Us, I believe is the name of the game, like the little pixel characters ever, is so popular, it's so viral right now, and a lot of that gameplay is sabotaging a ship or sabotaging one another. So, you kind of see some of that gameplay going over into Star Citizen world, maybe.
Very interesting. But again, like I said, okay, it was neat. I liked the HUDs.
HUD,
The
yeah.
that was kind of cool. We'll see it. We'll see it when it gets here.
It'll be nice when we
I
have a radar altimeter, man. I've been looking forward to that for a
yeah,
long time.
I agree with that. The more information we can get, the better. The more immersion we can get, the better. Um, but call me jaded. I don't. After watching so many things get dropped from the roadmap, it's hard to get hyped for these things.
That's true. And
Unless
it's
I know it's in PTU, it's in Evocati, something like that. Okay, cool. Then I'll get excited for it. Other than that, it's theorycraft at this point. Okay,
yeah.
you can say whatever you want, show me whatever, but will I still be what's the point of being hyped about it if I'm not going to see it for a year?
Yeah, I think a year's a good number. You know,
Eh,
speaking of theory crafting, we should look at the roadmap and we should theory craft. How does that? Doesn't that sound like fun?
Sure, let's do it. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
I think theory crafting is the best, especially because Penguin is, or I don't know if Penguin is still here. Penguin used to hate theory crafting. When we
There's no point to it.
when
It's just like, okay, make yourself feel better.
when well, first off, I met Board Gamer, he is like a genius for theory crafting. He says stuff that I'm like, wow, how do you even come up with this stuff? But you know, when we originally started out with the night crew, I would say when Penguins and I started out the night crew, he was like, absolutely no theory crafting. Everything has to be fact based. That's what he said. That's like the condition of doing the night crew.
I mean, it's
And
true though. What's okay? You're making things up. You have no idea whether it's going to actually show up in the game or not. It's all fine and dandy, and it gives you something to do, but like, it's all speculation. I got a buddy who does it all the time. His named Spadesco. Who got me into Star Citizen. And it was his theory crafting, a lot of it, that got me hooked into Star Citizen. And that's a great way to hook someone into it. But it's all speculation.
I feel like
You don't know.
every time I theory craft, I hook myself into it. So
It's
let's
we all do.
yeah.
That's why I don't do it anymore.
No,
You
we're gonna
see
do it
things.
right now. This is gonna be the
I
biggest theory crafting that's ever
okay.
happened in the
All
night
right,
crew
all right, let's do
history.
it.
Right
Well, I
now.
mean, at least we have as tangible as the roadmap is. I'd make a hand gesture, but that's um at least it's something we maybe will come out soon, if unless it's a week before the patch is supposed to drop and someone sneezes, pushes a button, and 3/4 of the cards go away.
Mm,
Um,
could happen.
311.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's theory craft away.
Let's theory
I can
craft
do
away.
this.
So we got card number 1, Mr. Penguins, Stanton Systems Spacescaping. So this is the gas cloud tech that we've been
Okay.
waiting for years in this
Okay.
game. I remember like what, a good 2 years ago when they were just showing us spreadsheets before we even had the roadmap. This was on there. You think it's going to make it for 312?
I hope so. It looks fantastic. You could do all sorts of kind of cool gameplay, especially if we get some kind of advanced radar system.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe okay, we're gonna theory craft the shit
Oh,
out of this.
that's what we're
okay?
here for.
Okay, so here we go. Imagine your scenario. Now it predicates on a couple things. We need cargo decks to actually be worth a damn and do something. So we'll say do something by you can actually do stuff with cargo at a cargo deck. I know, shocker, heaven forbid, you can actually trade or buy and sell from a cargo deck. So you've got that. You've got these gas areas. You could have a group of people, maybe someone with is it the Terrapin, the one that's got like the advanced scanning in it.
Yep.
So that can peg a ship coming in, and you can go ahead and launch an attack from a group of players on that unsuspecting, caterpillar pilot who's a Care Bear and doesn't want anyone to touch him, and heaven forbid he has any kind of people in his turrets or defense system or anything like that. So that's what those gas giants are going to be great for, hiding and ambushing and stuff like that. That would be my theory craft for.
That's a good one. Doesn't that feel good?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Look, I can tie it even more, but I'll wait. oh wait, see, this is going to be a good hook for people when you go further down the cards there. Just wait,
Okay,
just
let's
wait.
go to the next card. What's next? What's behind door number 3? The refinery deck. What even is this? Seriously, what is this?
Okay, well, I'm not even going to theory craft because we all know you're not going to be able to do a goddamn thing with it. Okay? Fuck theory crafting this.
I never said
All
that.
right, you're gonna trip, you're gonna fall, you're gonna land in some goddamn smelting pot, and it's
That would
death
be
of a
cool.
spaceman.
I
Right?
hope so.
Well, like I said, I watched Super Mac Brothers run over a guard at New Babbage. So if you can do that,
That's true.
why can't I just trip and slip on some, water on the floor and fall into a smelting pot?
You
And
die
there we
in
go.
magma.
And now I have to pay 95% inheritance tax, and all of my stuff goes to my next of kin.
Man, I hope that the death animation for falling in a pool of magma or whatever at the refinery deck is like the Terminator 2, like
That's
thumbs up,
exactly what I was going to
falling
say. Is
into.
all you see is the thumbs up, and there we go. Okay, see, there we go. Great minds think alike there.
That's my theory crafting.
I like it. I like it. Okay, I'll take
So
it.
TLDR, this card is you know what? We say these horrible things or whatever. 77 tasks. If it's all just scenery and just to see new things, there's got to be something more to this, don't you think?
How many? Oh, we can't see it. Is there a way we can find out how many tasks the cargo decks were? I don't know if there's a way to find that
That's a
out.
good question. It's not under gameplay. It's location.
No, because it's going to show as released. We'd have to find those old cards where it showed like number of tasks and the tasks completed.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So I had high hopes for the cargo decks. They jaded the hell out of me.
Same here.
I mean, and it's real quick, I guess, sidetrack my squirrel moment here. Why can't we trade at cargo decks? It's not hard.
That's a good point. Like
there.
a terminal.
The terminals are already there.
Yeah.
They're there. Just allow us to do it so I don't have to go down to Area 18 or the crap shoot or just the crap hole. Literally, there's a pipe that just shoots shit out in Lorville. Okay. I got to deal with that stench. All right.
Oh, that pipe. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, when you come out of the hab area right there. Like, let me do it at the at Everest Harbor or Banshee Point. Maybe I take a little bit of a hit on profit. Fine. That's fine. Give cargo decks, you could have given them a purpose. Doesn't have to be a major purpose, but at least it's something. It's not just another worthless function that, yes, eventually will serve a purpose. And yes, it does have to come into the game, but you could have given it some minor purpose that was already there. And it would have been better than nothing, which is what we got. And you could have expanded upon it as you went. Again, it's not... There's so many things, and I'm sorry to do this. There's so many things in this game that are just worthless. What's the point of an 890 jump?
What are you talking about? It's got a swimming pool.
Oh, can you swim?
Pool. Well,
yeah. What happens? What happens when you go in that swimming pool?
Well, it's you got to wear protective equipment. That's all that is.
Yeah. Okay.
And the protective equipment hasn't come out yet.
Exactly.
Soon TM item.
Soon TM. All right. You've got the reclaimer. What's the point of that? You got the refueling ship. I always befuddle the name of that. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Why that one's got the star unit when that designation is used for Crusader ships also.
Starliner. Yeah,
and the Star Lifter.
Star Lifter, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
Star Runner.
Yeah, the Star Runner. So again, that's all Crusader, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
It's just, again, it's another thing that's just there. And it doesn't have a purpose.
So that is the refinery decks. So
yeah, exactly.
No purpose explained yet. Who knows? Maybe they'll still explain in purpose.
Maybe we'll be able to use it. They claim we will. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so AI intercepting torpedoes. So this is interesting. So what I was saying when we were talking about this earlier, and I stopped myself, was that maybe this is a preventative measure against griefers, people sniping people outside of the trade ports and stuff like that.
I like it. It gives more of a feeling, that's a thing at least U.S. naval ships have already. where they've got, for stuff that's launched at them, they've got ways to intercept it. I'm sure the Canadian, Navy has something like that. Maybe they launched maple syrup at it.
Probably. Yeah.
They say sorry a few times. I had to do
No, no,
it.
it's true.
So okay, I like it. Again, we can bring it back to
Yep.
the group of pirates that are attacking that lone trader, and he's going, oh shit, what am I gonna do? And he's boot scoot boogieing to kind of get within the defense network of that, space rest stop or station. I like that. I like it. You shouldn't have to have the forced like mechanic of not being able to do anything, but there should be teeth. So again, those pirates are coming in and they're spamming missiles at the dude, and you've got the space station that's responding and go ahead and taking them out, and cutting the teeth off of that bite. So there's my theory craft on that one.
And this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a new card, correct?
It is.
Yeah.
This one was launched today.
Okay, so I'm just going to read the description. Adding functionality allowing ship AI to intercept and shoot down incoming torpedoes. This goes in line with making the torpedo gameplay more challenging and realistic, and scoring hits more rewarding. Shooting down incoming torpedoes will help defend capital and gunship from bombers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Seems legit. Why do they talk about capital ships so much? It's weird.
Well, I mean, you'll spoiler alert, you'll see in a
couple more cards.
2 cards from now.
Okay. So we got AI, fire mode usage, and targeting priority. I don't know what this is. Implemented functionality that allows ship AI to charge weapons and use several fire modes and fire rates, such as burst. AI turret target priorities were changed to vary according of the ship type of ship the turret is on, size of the turret, and angular range, assuring they focus on high priority targets that are effective against it and able to hit. I don't get it.
No, beats me.
Yeah.
Let's just forget theory craft.
Okay, well, good job, guys. Thank you, CIG, for working so hard. We know that you're up to something there. AI accuracy convergence. Or are they bad at shooting right now?
No, they hit. I guess maybe changing the convergence, when you get up close and personal for it, that it makes it hit you more. I don't know. I guess anything that makes AI less potatoy, I guess the better. But they still hit. They hit pretty good. Sometimes they're potatoes, but
They do talk about taking evasive action here, so maybe it's like we'll respond to spinning because that's a good trick.
Okay.
So capital ship combat behavior improvements. Okay, so how is there improvements? We don't even have
capital ships.
Yeah, how does that work?
I mean, I guess they really should have put the other card that's I think like 2 down from here.
Oh, is that what it is? I skipped
up a little bit higher. Oh, did we not hit that
capital
one?
ship turrets, torpedo?
Where is
there capital ships on here?
It's here. You must have missed it.
What is it called?
So that's the big thing. The last line of defense now, with these stations is an Idris.
Oh, sweet. So
an Idris will spawn and start attacking the incoming threat.
So I guess that would be a response to what Sync did earlier this month when they had 50 people attack a station. They don't want that to happen anymore.
Yes. Actually, I think that comes for great gameplay.
Yeah.
Because now if I want to, I can get a group of people together and go, okay, let's go see if we can take over this space station. See if we can knock out these turrets. Let's see if we can, drop the size 10 turrets. Let's see if we can get the Idris and the coordinated effort it's going to be to take down an Idris.
That's cool.
That's going to be fun.
Man,
now, good.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I would like my Ares Inferno.
Oh.
Let me get a size 7 Brett in there.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, maybe they're planning something for the IAE.
Could be.
Capital ships for 2020, guys. Here you go. Yeah. Well, that's wild. Okay. Well, okay. Let's keep moving here. Then.
Right.
Wait. Now I lost my spot though because we're talking about capital ships. Mining UI refactor. Oh, this is a big one.
People seem to like this. As someone who used to do a lot of mining, the more information and the more they can update that horrible, horrible UI that is the mining interface, the happier I am.
It is
Can't
pretty
tell
bad.
you how bad it was, especially for me. I fly dual stick. I've got decouple on one of my hats. I can't tell you how many times I've bumped it and gone decoupled. But you don't know while you're, mining because you can't see it. And all of a sudden you're like, why am I drifting 8 ways from, Sunday? Now you know. So being able to know your speed, all sorts of stuff like that was really needed. So for people who enjoy to mine, this is a major improvement.
That's good. I'd like to hear that. No, not much theory crafting needed there.
No, not really. It's just practicality at that point.
What about this countermeasure V1.1? New countermeasures.
Aren't they just making them look pretty?
It says will play more of an important role in the chance of spoofing missiles. So there's an improvement.
Okay, I'll take it.
Single countermeasures will be less effective.
Okay. So you got to spam them.
Different missiles will have varying degrees of countermeasure resilience. That's kind of cool.
Okay, so you can get. All right, I like that. So maybe more expensive missiles with different technology.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't buy at Grimhex.
Maybe countermeasures are just relevant.
Yeah, I mean they are to a point now.
Yeah.
If you can make them more relevant, I'd be happy. I'm not going to complain about that.
I should probably do more countermeasuring. Oh well. Someday I will get attacked by PvPs or PKers.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Torpedo attack, counterbalance, and behavior. Rebalancing of size 9 torpedoes. They are now much deadlier. Okay.
Wait, you have to make them more deadly?
I guess so. I mean, size 9's pretty big, but they're not big enough.
I mean, okay. As long as they make it to where they can't hit smaller ships. Like smaller ships should be able to evade a giant torpedo.
Well, it sounds like the extra damage comes from the cost of speed. So a smaller ship would probably be immune to something that's slow, I would say.
Okay. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, yeah, they should be able to pack a punch. They're really big. And again, they should be used on larger ships.
And that would be so cool.
Does a hammerhead of size 9 torpedoes?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I thought only
the
Retaliator.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And maybe the
Eclipse.
The Eclipse. There we go.
Yeah.
But they're showing a hammerhead there, which is why.
I think there's like 8 torpedoes in a Retaliator, and there's like 2 in the Eclipse.
3. I think there's 3.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. I would love it if like torpedoes are incredibly slow and you just kind of see them putzing along there. Kind of like World War II. You would see the torpedo coming towards you. And
there you go.
I don't know. Well, we'll be able to evade them in the 890. I'm not too worried about it. All right. What's next? What do we got? So more capital ship stuff. Turrets, torpedoes, VFX, SFX improvements. I love that there's improvements when we don't have them.
Sure,
yet.
Let's make things prettier. This game's already fantastic to look at.
It's true.
I'm all for making it prettier.
What is this vehicle entry identification? What?
So from what it was explained to me is it'll show you where the exits are.
Oh, okay.
It's like that when you get on an airplane and they tell you in case loss of power, shit will glow and show you where the exits are. Apparently that's what that is.
Interesting. Okay. Well, people can't find the doors. I mean, the mole. I have a really hard time finding that.
The mole and the refueling ship.
The Starfare.
Yeah, and what's the reclaimer?
The reclaimer.
Lost in those.
It doesn't work half the time. That's the problem with the reclaimer.
That's true.
Okay, what do we got here? Station-based refining. Oh wait, well that means the refinery deck's gonna work, right?
Okay, so it'll be a thing. Maybe we'll get to use it if it doesn't get pushed.
62 out of 70. I don't think it's gonna get pushed.
Oh, malarkey! I've seen worse.
Yeah, that's true. Kiosks will be placed around the refining levels that players will allow players to take their raw mixed mining ore that they mine in their ship and refine it. The player can use these kiosks to create multiple refining jobs which are persistent and can complete over a period of time. So it's time based,
Okay,
based on
I like
quantity and
that.
complexity. Yeah. So you'll
It's more.
refine
It's
it
more. It's more immersion. Anything
totally.
to make more immersion is better in my book. It should take time. Shouldn't be instantaneous.
Yeah.
Should take time to offload and load a ship as well for
Yeah.
cargo.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is that's exactly what this is going to be. Is this is going to incorporate the trade timers whenever they do that? This would be the same type of gameplay.
I want to watch them unload a ship.
I do too. Yes.
That's what I want.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Okay. This is like Christmas morning. We're just opening up all these gifts here. Okay, what's this one? The multi-tool tractor beam. I thought this thing got pushed to
So did
313.
I. Okay. Hey, look, salvage.
Yep.
Maybe this is a segue into that. This could be a segue into unloading and loading of cargo, right? You use a tractor beam to pick up that heavy pallet and load it on in. Sure. All right. There's my theory craft for that.
I think this is like a lot of physicalized stuff too. Just interacting with stuff in space.
It could help pirates too.
Interesting. Pirates.
They can blow up something, and then maybe they can they can actually take that cargo, load it onto another ship by grabbing it with these tractor beams. Open up the side doors of your caterpillar.
I think this will be quite a game changer if that's the case.
Could be. There involves other factors, where cargo, commodities actually transfer from, one person to the other. But, well, could be.
Let's just see, shall we? Weapon zeroing. I don't know what this is.
Okay. They're AI's potatoes anyways. So do you know what it is to zero a scope?
I actually don't. No. What is that?
Okay. So you've got two ways that you can handle a scope when you're shooting at distance, and basically you're creating your point of aim and point of impact. But zeroing is you can take adjustments on dials to, depending on wind speed and distance, you make those adjustments so the center point of your scope is where the bullet will actually hit. Or you can do what's called Kentucky windage and use mill dots, which are little dots that are on the side that you can kind of see there. There are different markings on there, and use those as alignment points. So weapon zeroing, which means you can change it so that, let's say it's stock for 25 meters. That means I think it's from 25 meters to 300 meters. Your bullet will hit point of aim, point of impact, with a slight variation where the center of your dot is. If you go further out, it's going to change that. So you change the zeroing on it to reflect that distance. That kind of makes sense?
It makes sense. It actually makes me think of Cameral's most recent video about sniping. I don't know if you've done a lot of that, but I think he got up to 1,800 meters doing a snipe. Have you played much of the sniping gameplay?
Nope.
No. Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty crazy. I think like a year ago it was like 300 meters or 200 meters. So it just shows how much they've expanded the draw distance,
Nice.
I guess.
All right.
Kind of moving that direction. Elevator panel updates. That's good.
Okay. Well, I'll believe it when it actually makes it in.
I kind of feel the same way about that one. I don't know
Though
why
it's funny, if you look, every once in a while, you will see when you come in off the hangar, the panel is different for calling the elevator, and it looks like the updated one.
Okay.
And then you'll go to another hangar, let's say in Area 18, and it'll be the old style. It's like they half-assed their way through some of it. It's kind of funny.
Just laughing what adulting is said in chat. The Asperia, the Talon, and the Shrike. Are you owners of these ships?
I do own them both.
You own them both.
I'm probably gonna melt the Shriek and use it for something else. And then I've got an upgrade off of Dragonfly to a Talon because I had some store credit left over, and I've got a Talon from the Scoundrel pack. So I upgraded off that. We'll see. Could be cool. could be a glass cannon that I will just, burn and turn into something else. Um, but it seems like it's going to be neat. The bird show, the wonderful, wonderful bird show.
I find it interesting that you have both of these. I wasn't actually expecting you to say that. Just the
Oh, so I mean, the only reason why I owned one of them, it was I was going to do it for a giveaway
oh,
before
I
I
see.
decided to cease doing those. So that I had bought it at the time, and that's why I have the missile variant, because otherwise, no chance in hell would I ever
Mm,
play that.
yeah, interesting. Okay. All right. Well, moving on.
All
Guns.
right.
We got a couple of guns here.
Okay.
So we got I don't know LMG
So that's a light machine gun.
machine gun. Okay, that's nice.
I
I
mean, okay, awesome. Lots of suppressive fire, putting rounds down range.
and a sniper rifle. It's like every patch. I think we've had a new gun come out. Has it been?
They're worthless.
They are. Yeah, I
They
agree.
really are. I
Well, the grenade
mean,
launcher was cool.
okay, but what's the point?
Kills
There's
people.
no, there's PvP and PvE FPS fighting in this game is, nah. The AI is just atrocious. Half the time they're standing there doing nothing, and the other half the time they're shooting you through the wall. So I'll be more excited about that when it actually becomes more viable.
I thought that the med pen or the healing gun was on here, but I guess it must have been
No,
taken
they
off.
did talk about that though with the death of Spaceman.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's that. So good job on the roadmap, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Well
Yay!
done. Cool. All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up. We're well over time, J Fish. So I
All
apologize
right.
for that.
No, no worries, no worries.
Why don't you just
But yeah,
tell?
it's about midnight my time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Why don't you just quickly just tell me like what you plan to do for the future? How is your stream gonna grow over the next year?
So I mean, it just kind of depends. It depends on what we get with Star Citizen. Um, I don't have a really good answer. I'd like to see dynamic economy. If we get that, then I will go headlong into more trading. I don't know. I wish I had a solid answer, but I don't think anyone has a solid answer until we see what actually comes out with the game. Um, Ideal situation, we get a dynamic. So we get server meshing, we get iCache, so we get physicalized inventory. Um, and I can start really running cargo. We get a dynamic economy. And with that, you get the pirate gameplay because, again, you always have to have two sides to the coin. Real pirate gameplay where they actually can gain something out of it. So you have to, bring in people to help man turrets, people to escort, coordination, more immersive gameplay. If we get that, I'm set. Like that's what I really want, and it will create a giant boom for everyone, not just me. I feel everyone in the category, and what's good for the category of Star Citizen streamers is good for myself and everyone else.
Me too.
Um,
Yep.
I have a theory, and again, this is kind of offset. We are not competition, and when streamers look at other streamers as competition, you're doing nothing but a disservice and hurting yourself. What we do to help each other makes the Star Citizen streamer community better, less toxic, and helps us all and helps us all grow as a channel because this is what we do as a main game. But as a roundabout, who knows what this next year will hold. If we get what they say we're going to get, it'll be amazing. If not, we make do with what we can.
That's true. That's the mantra of the Star Citizen streamer right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, now I guess we'll call it there. Hour and a half. So
All right.
thank you so much, Jay Fish, for being on my show today. And
well, thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute blast Time 100% flew by. It was great. It was honestly great. I thank you so much for it.
Cool. And thanks to everybody else who watched the stream today. I don't know when we're gonna do another one of these. Someday soon. I'm gonna be playing UO this weekend, so everybody out there, come and join me playing UO. You're welcome to join too, JFishMedia, if you want a really crazy old game.
Sure, I'll take a look.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, guys, and I hope you all have a good evening. Cheers.
Have a good one.